Hello.
Hello. Oh, back to school to prove to dad that I'm not their fool.
Oh. And those of you that listen to us regularly know we are Tammy and Wanda, and this is the Tammy and Wanda show.
I'm Wanda.
I'm Tammy.
And how is everyone doing? How are some of our listeners who have children? Are you feeling so much better grabbing that 10 o'clock Moscato and not have kids screaming in your ears?
And she does mean 10 a.m. because that's when we drink when the kids are at school. While they're at school, do a little day drinking.
This isn't just iced coffee. This is iced coffee and liqueur.
They don't know that we put rum in it before the show.
That's right. Because the rum is never gone in this house. What?
Whoop, whoop. Well, as you probably already guessed, this episode is about the kids going back to school. And
hallelujah.
What we will not talk about is anything related to COVID.
That's right. I mean, they're skyrocketing.
So we're going to keep our personal opinions to ourselves and talk about the beauty and magic of kids going back to school.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got some good memories going back to school. I mean, the back to school shopping. It's fun. See, my grandma back in the day, she would take me and my sister and basically, like, take us school shopping. We would get all of our stuff that we needed for our school, and then she would buy us a couple of brand new outfits.
Ooh.
I mean, Old Navy was where we went all the time.
Well, they had, it was inexpensive but good quality, so Old Navy was hard to match.
I mean, that was the style back in the day. You made sure to get everything from Old Navy because that's how you got the popularity.
See, you were lucky. You probably lived closer to a mall than I did whenever I was growing up. I grew up in Worcester, Ohio, for those of our listeners that know where that is. And all we really had was like Kmart in town.
I grew up in Carrollton, Ohio, so woot woot to all my farmers out there. I mean, we had to drive a good 40 minutes to get to, either Kmart, Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere that had anything other than the general store.
Target back in the day was a little bit above our pay grade.
And now I won't go anywhere else because...
Now I won't go nowhere else except Target.
Well, I'll say taking the kid school shopping this year is... Target seemed to have the best deals, both on clothes and school supplies, which was really weird.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, those dollar bins for the back-to-school stuff,
mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
That's my favorite place to shop just in general at Target is to go through beginning section.
Yeah, when I was a teacher, that's exactly where I would go and get all that stuff.
Well, because they have, it's all like bright colors and fun things, and you're not spending $1 million on it.
You're not spending $1,000. I mean, you'll end up spending $1,000, but not on stuff that you really wanted at Target.
It always happens.
It's just useless stuff that you're just like, God, why did I get that?
What is that for?
I actually did that the other day. I was like, okay, you need to go in. You need contact solution. You need toothpaste. Came out with 2 bras, toothpaste, shampoo. Contact solution. I mean, I got the things I needed, but I came out with a little bit more stuff than I should have gotten.
You're doing better than me because generally we go in and I'm like, I need these 3 things, and then I get home and I have 2 of the 3 things I went there for, and like 5 more bags of crap, and you're like,
I'm telling you, I've done that so many times. I'll get into the car and I'm like, oh, that was good. Son of a bitch! I forgot the lotion.
Now I'm going to have to drive down the street and get it at my local Marks, and they don't have near the cool selection. And...
Yep, I have to stop at, like, Family Dollar, because I'm just like, well, I just used all of my money at Target, so I might as well get the cheap one at Family Dollar.
And honestly, dollar stores, I think, are underrated. I found recently where they've got some...
They got some
decent
good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I do spend a lot of time at, Dollar General.
My personal favorite is Dollar Tree, where everything actually is $1. And
I know.
You find everything. They've got everything.
I don't know. Dollar Tree and I have a love-hate relationship.
That's fair.
And I mean, they're like 3 in like a triangle on where I live, and they're all very different.
They never carry the same thing.
So I'm just like, oh man, I really like those squishy balls for my class. And I go to the one that I go to, and they don't have it anymore. So then I go to another one. They don't have them. Then I go to another one, and they don't have them. But then I just buy other stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a fun game. I mean, I like driving, but I don't like going on an Easter egg hunt across town.
And I don't know about your kids' list this year, but it felt like this year was the first year in a while that didn't feel like an Easter egg hunt for school supplies.
I know, very self-explanatory.
It was an easy list. Like, it was just like notebook paper, pencils, some, Clorox wipes, and some Ziplocs, and that's about it.
One of our close friends, her son is actually starting kindergarten this year. And he had to, I know.
That's so cute.
I know.
I miss those years.
He actually had to get a registered Chromebook.
Ugh.
And has to have a headset that will fit to the Chromebook.
Yes.
And a mouse.
And a mouse.
Yes.
They're not teaching them to use the pads on the...
I don't know. They just need the headphones and the mouse. I'm just like, ooh, back in the day, we were trying to pick out the best Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper.
Oh my god. And they're re-releasing those, so like certain Walmarts and certain and sometimes on Amazon you can get a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper.
Oh my god.
I want one so bad. Because nostalgia.
I know. It's all nostalgic. Because, I remember going in, and I'm just like, oh, I need this Trapper Keeper. I mean, it only lasted, maybe half of the semester.
Yeah. They cracked real easy.
But when you opened it up, that fresh Velcro.
Yes.
And you just open it up, and you've got, all of these, party stickers and stuff. I mean, I'm living my best life right now.
And they're rainbow colored, and they have all the different rainbow colored animals.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The unicorns and the tigers. And
well, and it's the difference between last year and this year, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm putting it out in the universe, we can continue to stay in class.
Yes. And that's important because I think, especially for kids like the kid, for those of you that watch and or listen, he can be a lot sometimes. And it really helps him to be able to be in class with other children because he's really good at helping kids that don't get what he's smart in. And he's the kid that basically excels by teaching other kids how to do it. So helping them actually helps him.
Well, you're building that social and emotional. I mean, every child is going to go through peer pressure, but it's you can't do that, via computer.
Right. A little bit of that was lost.
It eventually turns into cyberbullying.
Or you've got the kids who know that the teacher isn't in the breakout room, the end of no, it was I think maybe around spring break when all the teachers were getting vaccinated in Maslin, and they had a couple weeks where they were at home, and so the kid is in the home office with me behind me, and I can hear they do these Google Meets breakout rooms, so they basically are small groups like you would do in class.
So you break out in small, okay.
And there's always the one kid in every breakout room that is not paying attention, who didn't understand any of the instructions, and they either spend half the breakout room explaining to this kid what the deal is, or we had one kid last year that just ran away. He was just off screen chasing his dog, and I was like, what is this kid doing? He's irritating me, and I'm not even in the breakout room.
That's stressful. I mean, teachers are not appreciated as much as they should be.
I was gonna say there's no way I could ever do that job. I mean, kudos to the teachers.
It was tough. I mean, being a former teacher and stuff, and just recently I decided to part ways from my teaching, and but it's very hard when you're not in that personal class. When we were off for that long period of time, I'm like, there's no way I could keep my class together on a computer.
Right.
There's no way.
And there's got to be so much extra prep.
Yes.
Lots of prep. Class as well.
I mean, seeing teachers put stuff on the back wall to make it look very teachery instead of, just your house. Right. Trying to make it as visually fun for the kids to pay attention. I mean, that takes a lot of effort. I mean...
And it helped. I mean, kids like mine that just immediately get certain things, that little detail of having something interesting to look at makes all the difference.
Well, and I mean, all those random pictures and memes that you see on Facebook where you got the kids work Chrome and then you see all these like anxiety fidget toys like surrounding everywhere. My God.
Speaking of fidget toys, I need to go on a soapbox for a hot second because I need to warn other parents that listen to our podcast because I made this mistake a couple weekends ago. We went to Five Below, which is like every kid's favorite store.
Hey, that's my favorite store, and I'm not even a kid.
No, hey, that's a great store. So we go there, and he gets all excited, and he's like, none of my friends can find these. I really need this new fidget thing. So one of the newest fidget trends right now is something called a fidget tube or a pop tube.
Oh, no.
It's literally a plastic thing that you scrunch together and pull apart real fast, and it makes the most fucking irritating sound I've ever heard in my whole life. So he's sitting there one night, and we're watching TV, and we always watch TV together while we eat dinner, the three of us, here at the house, and we try to make sure that that's our time where we can talk, and we watch something that's not really that involved. Talk about your day,
yeah.
And he's sitting there, we're watching Modern Family, and he just is going, and the hubby looks at me and goes, what the hell did you do that for? Why did you buy those things for him? The fucking infernal noise it makes.
It does. It makes a horrible noise. But you know what's really crazy is that I've seen a lot of this on TikTok, and it's hilarious. You know how a lot of people, I mean, I used to call school prison and stuff, but you made sure that you had like all the newest cool stuff that like over the summer that you and your friends talked about.
Mm-hmm.
That's your contraband.
Right.
That is your stuff to trade to get yourself in the hierarchy. It's like prison.
Ours was always candy in Worcester.
See, ours was like CDs.
Okay.
Pencils, the newest erasers.
Oh, the cool, like, fun, pretty ones that had scents and stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, we had those Scentsy markers. So if you got, like, a pack of those, you were in.
You were one of the
and
kids.
if you had a portable CD player in your backpack with the stylish backpack, or you had 5-star stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
5-star was your parents had enough money to spoil you if you had 5-star.
Oh, yeah. That was like hardcore, like, you're with the elite getting that 5-star shit.
Now, in your high school, I think one of the things that we had that, looking back now, was so weird.
And wearing Champion.
Yes.
Lots of Champion.
We had those, and they don't even make them now, so I don't know why they were popular in the late 90s, but
what was it?
Whiteout pens that you could write with them. And so, like, we would get the fabric 5-star, like, Trapper Keepers in high school, and we'd, like, write, like, you know,
see, ours
Tammy loves, you know, Tommy or something, and you'd put like your crush's name on it that year.
See, ours was gel pens.
Oh, well, I mean, those were always huge when I was in high school.
I remember going to Sam's Club for the first time and seeing like 150 set gel pen. I literally, like, I felt like I was floating towards it, grabbed it, turned around, showed my mom, and she goes, no, put it back. I'm like, oh, Mom, I need these.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. While we're sitting in study period, we make tattoos. I need these.
I have to have them.
I need these for my tattoos on my hands. I mean, how many of our listeners out there sat during study hall and literally gave each other tattoos?
It was tattoos, or it was the fake skin with the Elmer's glue.
Oh, yeah, peeling that shit off.
And it'd be like, ew, but also this is so weird and cool.
It was strangely satisfying.
See, and
oh, man. Funny story. I can't even remember this girl's name, but there was a girl in second or third grade, and she ate so much glue that she puked.
Ew. Was it white?
It was that glue? I don't even know. All I remember is the smell and us having to like go to the gym and sit while they were cleaning out our room because it smelled so disgusting.
Ugh.
It was so gross. And we called her like the glue eater. Because, I mean, how many kids out there at least, tried a little bit of it. And I mean, let's look at Billy Madison.
Miss Lippy. Oh, thank you very much, Miss Lippy.
You know, I really identify with Miss Lippy now.
Yeah.
Like
the weird dancing and the glue eating.
It's time to play dodgeball. You know, recess just isn't for you guys. It's for Miss Lippy too. So,
and I'm sure there's plenty of teachers that would tell you that outside time is their time to just kind of rest and regroup for the second half of their day.
You mean you get a break? What?
What's a break?
What's a break?
What is that?
But I mean, you made sure, and then of course by the end of the school year, you had like nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
Like winter break, you're like begging your parents, making sure that Santa brings you more commissary.
Yes.
So that you can distribute out for the next semester.
For the second half of the year. Yes.
I mean, I've heard of those poppets, like people trading them.
Yes. That's a big deal with the neighbor kids in our neighborhood right now, is they trade those. And I'm like, I just bought you that. Why the hell are you trading that away?
You do not get my glittery poppet. I'm not gonna trade that shit. Oh, you have a unicorn? Okay, yeah, you can.
I do have a rainbow unicorn one that, as an adult, I sit in meetings, the virtual meetings, and I get really irritated at certain parts of meetings.
Hey, that's what I do.
You sit there and you just pop it where they can't see you.
I pop like 3 or 4 at a time, and then I flip it, and then I'm like, vroom, 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 vroom.
Now, have you noticed that depending on like where you get the poppet, sometimes like it's either really a sucky noise and sucky feeling, or like really good, like it's just a nice distinct pop depending on where you get it and how it's made.
You got to get a satisfying pop out of that.
And then there's always one side that sounds way better than the other, where there's like the floopy side, and then there's the crispy side.
I call it the prep side.
Yes.
And then I like the satisfying side.
Yeah, that's a
prep
good way to
satisfied.
Put it. Yeah. Because you're prepping the satisfying side.
You're totally prepping the satisfying side.
That's fair, though.
But, I mean, a lot of my memories of, like that first day of school, like you've done your orientation, you've gone and you've seen it. Actually, when I started middle school, a memory of mine, I was so nervous. It's a brand new school, a lot more kids.
Right, because all the elementaries are melding.
I came from like the backwoods where we had like 6 elementaries, and I was a part of the top dog elites, you know, because man, I needed the best of the best. But now I was going to be a big fish in a little fish in a big pond now. Like I swapped roles, and I actually had a dream that I had to get a pass to go to the bathroom, and I was so scared because I was in a new building and I didn't know where the bathroom was. Apparently, your girl here, I did some sleepwalking.
Oh no.
And walked into one of my parents' closets and started to shut the door. My mom was luckily awake.
Oh man.
Literally gets out of bed, opens up the door, and goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I had to go to the bathroom. I don't know where the bathroom is." And she's like, "The bathroom's over there. What is wrong with you?"
Did she not realize you were sleepwalking?
No, she did not realize it. She woke me up out of my sleepwalking. I mean, you never wake up a sleepwalker. But I must have been getting slowly out of the sleepwalking area, so I wasn't like upset or super startled. I was startled because I needed to find the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom.
And you're confused as to why you were in a closet, I'm sure.
Yes, I was very confused on why I was in my father's closet.
Why am I in here? Why are there pants on my head?
But I mean, that's something that I wonder, like, do the kids now have that same stress of like, I'm going to a new school?
Oh yeah.
Like that, the excitement / like anticipation of not knowing what's going to happen?
Well, I know that last year was really difficult because it was a new school and only half of the kids were going full time. So it was weird because, well, only some of his friends were there, and then he had to kind of find a way to make new friends, which is all part of going to a bigger school.
Yeah,
because they do that sooner in Massillon than they ever did in Worcester, where we didn't meld our stuff together. Our middle school didn't start till like 7th grade.
Yeah,
and don't
they start at 6th grade?
No, he started in 4th.
Holy cow!
So like 4th, 5th, and I believe 6th, but I could be wrong. 6th could be part of the middle school, are on one side, and they're the intermediate school in this brand new air-conditioned building. And then the other side is the junior high, and then ninth grade they go to high school just like anywhere else.
Wow. I mean, I only had 2 years
Same.
of middle school, which I'm very thankful for.
Middle school was the worst.
Middle school is that awkward stage where, you know, I had glasses for a very long time. I got glasses in 2nd grade. So I got teased a lot. I mean, I got teased by this one girl. She's like, "Oh, look at you, 4 eyes." And I'm like, "Well, I'm better to have 4 eyes than a horse face."
Ooh,
So,
that's
I
a
mean,
good comeback.
I had to have some really wicked comebacks in 2nd grade. I mean, I came from the backwoods. Don't fight me.
I was a non-athletic nerd, which nothing's changed there. That's still the same. But
I was very athletic, but social butterflying it hasn't changed. You know, there are so many times I can remember my mom going, "So I got a call from your teacher." Uh-oh. She's like, "Yeah, I have to have another meeting with your teacher." And I'm like, "Oh God." And then she comes out and I'm like, "What'd she say? Am I doing bad?" She's like, "Well, you need to pay more attention to your studies and stop being a social butterfly." It's really bad. My 6th grade teacher had to move me so many times. She was like, "I need to put her in a place where she's not going to talk." So she put me right beside this big ass kid in 6th grade. He looked like a 9th grader, but he was in 6th grade. He was the same age as me. He was the bully of our class.
Oh man, of course
And
he
she
was.
just
You're
goes,
that big.
"Miss Du Bois." She's like, "I know Courtney's not going to talk to that guy. He's too intimidating." Yeah, I became friends with him too.
Of course you did. That's just who you are, though. You can make friends with, the door, I bet. Inanimate
I will
objects,
try. When
whatever.
in doubt. I told her, I was just like, "Challenge accepted, woman."
See, I only ever got in trouble for 2 things, and they're completely opposite of each other. I daydreamed all the time. So, like, if I was bored, because I was a smart kid, that, like, I'd just be, like, off in my little dreamland. And then before I know it, they're asking me a question. What? What are we even talking about? I don't even know. Or I was like you, where if I was sitting near or in a class with one of my friends, I'm just like chatty Cathy.
We would always pass notes and stuff. I mean, now kids nowadays have like text messaging or their Apple Watches or whatever.
They've lost the art of folding the notes.
I know, folding notes. I still have all of my notes.
I don't have them all, but I still have some, and rereading those are so fun.
Some stylish ways. I know. I love
football.
Yep, the football.
Yes.
I mean, those like flew across the room. We made them like football so that we could fly them across the room.
When the
Especially
teacher
when
turned
the teacher
their back.
wasn't looking.
Yes.
That's what you did.
You just go, bink, and there it is.
I feel like we need to bring those back. Or the, that thing, the fortune thing, the four-sided fortune thing. Yeah. Like, there are so many arts from school that these children are going to definitely miss out on.
Well, it's because they have smartphones, and we had to do things like play games on our TI calculators in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Or the little S's.
You know what I used to have? I used to have, like, one of those, like, Disney watches that were, like, games. So it kind of looked like these watches.
Yeah, like our smartphone.
Yeah, so I would sit there. I would sit there and I would play it. Yeah, I got caught. It got confiscated twice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, your girl was not very, very good. Which, we did not find out that I had test anxiety until I got to college.
Well, and that explains a lot of that behavior.
Yeah. I would, like, my teachers are like, she keeps failing her tests, but when I ask her, she knows everything.
Ugh. I hated tests, but I didn't have the anxiety to go with it. I just didn't like
those like multiplication tests, those timed ones.
Yeah.
Those timed math tests. Oh.
And who wants to do a timed math test, though? Even if you're good at it.
We called it, what did we call it? We called it the Sunday test, and it was Sunday. So if you could complete an entire Sunday in 4th grade, you got a Sunday for that Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, that was our incentive. I had a really great 4th grade teacher. Mrs. Swanson, I believe that was her name. She was a really good 4th grade teacher.
She sounds like a good one. I had a lot of really great ones. I only really had in grade school one that I didn't like. And I remember, and I'm sure my parents watch us all the time, so my dad will probably laugh at this, but he was our sixth grade field trip. One of the parents that would be there as a chaperone. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go.
And they gave him like the 3 orneriest kids in our 6th grade class. And the teacher I had that year, and I'll keep her name to myself to protect the innocent here, but she yelled, Dramamine! Like over and over again as we were leaving. And
oh my God.
Sometimes when we're like together as a family and we're like eating, like maybe it's Thanksgiving, sometimes he'll just like randomly say, Dramamine! Just like her, and we just start laughing.
Oh my God.
And I remember, I think on that trip he lost one of them at some point because they were like running away, but all 3 of those boys for the rest of our school careers would always be like, how's your dad doing? And they always asked about how he was doing and vice versa. And they kind of bonded on that trip because he, as some of you that know who he is the orneriest human being on earth. So it kind of it trickled down. We all are kind of like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's his fault. We're all ornery.
Did you ever have a teacher who gave you like signed pads for hall passes?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, my theater teacher, God rest his soul, he was an amazing teacher. He brought me out of my shell. I'm the person that I am today because of him. But he gave me an entire hall pass pad that he had signed, and he's like, use these whenever you want.
Oh,
and I'm
awesome.
just like, oh hell yeah. He's like, then you can come down here. He had like a little break room in the new area of our high school.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'd go down there and chill.
See, yours was your theater teacher. Mine was my high school English teacher, Mr. Giordano, who was the coolest. We called him Mr. G because Giordano was hard at the time, which is hard. Bizarre. But
we had someone, Miss Lombardozzi.
That is a long name. Yeah.
I mean, she's no longer Lombardozzi. She got married, but
wow.
I mean, when I knew her, she was a young English teacher.
Yeah.
So all the boys wanted to be in that class.
Did they call her Miss L?
I don't even know.
I would have.
I didn't even pay attention. I was just like, I liked Miss Lombardozzi. She was pretty cool. She kind of, the younger teachers are able to connect with those kids as opposed to like older teachers.
Well, Mr. G was cool because me and all of my ragtag band of misfit friends in high school, because we weren't popular, but like we weren't like the quote unquote loser kids either. We were kind of in the middle class of high school.
You were probably like what I was called, like a floater.
Yeah.
I never stayed with one group for too long.
Well,
but I was friends with everybody.
Of like 4 or 5 of us that really gravitated towards Mr. G, and we'd go to his. That's where we would go for study hall instead of our actually assigned study hall.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend Deanna and I used to sit in there and he'd give us books to read, suggestions based on our personalities and stuff. And he gave me Gone with the Wind. It's the first time it's my absolute favorite book. And I know it's super racist, but as long as you're, smart enough to understand that that's going to be an undertone, you can kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
But he gave it to me, and then after that, because I enjoyed it so much, we had like this rapport, and I was doing pageants and stuff at the time, and so he called me Miss America. And that was my nickname. So like, he was very special, and he's the reason I was an English major and why I'm at some point going to write a book. I've been trying to sit down and write one forever, but like,
it's been tough.
What time do you have as a parent and a full-time employee of somewhere?
Right? They don't teach you that in school, guys. Mm-mm. I wish that there were. I feel like a lot of life lessons have been really taken out of the school.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, home ec, you don't really hear about that anymore.
That's the only reason I know how to cook certain things is because of home ec class.
Yeah.
Or, you know what they should put in school? What is a credit score and how do I get it to be like not absolute shit whenever I leave college?
Checks and balances. We had a class that was checks and balances. I mean, come on.
How to balance your checkbook.
They need to bring back driver's ed.
Yeah. Longer training.
I was actually one of the last people, 2004, that, was able to do driver's ed.
Like in school as part of the
curriculum. Before they pulled it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I was the last one.
That's kind of a shame because...
Last group.
You don't realize until after college even, when you're like finally on your own, and you have to pay all your own bills, what any of that's like and how important a credit score is. Then you get to college.
Or how to do a job interview.
Yeah.
One of my classes, they actually had people in the local, companies come to our school and sit us down and do an actual interview and basically give us the criticism, like make a little bit more eye contact, wear something different.
Right.
But that was great criticism that helps me be able to succeed in life.
Right.
I don't know why we lost that.
I don't know. And I think that, what really, excuse the expression, screws us over and our kids over is they get to college and then, I don't know if you had this experience in college or not, but they have all these people that want to give you credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
In college. And you're like young and you have a great credit score because you don't have any.
You have nothing.
And they're like, it'll build it and you'll be good. And you're living alone. And I kind of went crazy a few times with mine.
Those jacked me. Kids, bankruptcy. It's real.
We don't like that. So if they would have taught that in high school before you get to that college experience and you're like, no, that's okay. I already have one credit card. That's all I need.
Yep.
And you can make better decisions just personally.
Oh, yeah.
And I took all these diversity classes at Kent
that
were like things that I've never had to go back to ever. And I'm going, why didn't they do that at the collegiate level?
Yeah.
At least one class, like real life.
At least one class. That's
Everybody
all that
goes here has to take real life 101.
I mean, we can stay on this subject all day long.
And we'll probably come back to it at some point.
Absolutely.
Let us know your favorite going back to school memories, or even if you're so inclined, post your photos of your kids going back to school this year.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of them on Facebook.
We like seeing kids with their little book bags, excited to get on the bus.
And they're like little signs, first day of school.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
And remember, find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe now, wherever it is. I'm not sure.